All right, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Too Easy Sports Betting. I'm Trice Too Easy. Guys, if you're new here, hit the subscribe button. If you've been here, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment. It helps me and my channel a lot. If you would like to join my sports betting community and Discord server, it'll be in the pinned comment and in the description of the video. And if you want to see everything I use, my partners, my sponsors, my exclusive promotion offers, and all the tools I use, they are in the link comment and in the pinned comment as well in my link tree. Okay, guys, we got a nice Monday night football slate. 2 games. They should be pretty good. We'll get into them. We'll look at the money, look at the odds, see what the movement's doing. And then I'll go into them. I'll dissect the games. I'll tell you guys the team stats, and then you can go out there and make your own decision as far as where you'd like to put your money at. I'll go ahead and get right into this. We will start with a bad beat and a big winner from yesterday. Then we'll go over to player props. Then we'll look at the money, the odd movement, and then we will get in, dissect, and cap these games. Okay, guys? So let's start with a bad beat from yesterday from yours truly, me. Jahmyr Gibbs, over 65.5 is all that missed. This $50 bet paid $550 plus. And of course, he was at 68 yards. They randomly decided to make a run, and he lost 3. So 0.5 hooked. On top of that, it was 3rd and 1. They had 2 minutes and 7 seconds left, so the 2-minute warning stops the clock. They pass instead of just getting the first down and rushing for 1 yard. Then it's 4th and 1. And again, you still have the 2-minute warning to stop the clock. And again, they pass and they just lose the game. I don't know why they wouldn't run for a fresh set of downs. It was a disgusting beat. They're gambling. They're playing right in our faces. Okay, guys? Anyways, as far as the big winner from yesterday, yours truly as well, $10 into 1,100 almost. I was watching the Broncos and them Jets play. I was like, man, these guys stink. Like, this is a terrible game. They're not doing anything. Justin Fields threw for 46 yards. How have the Jets fans not booed him out of a job? How does he not get the Russell Wilson treatment? I need to know why the Jets like Justin Fields. This dude is terrible. Anyways, I just spammed a bunch of unders. It was a plus 10,000 odds, so that was pretty cool to hit. All right, guys. Anyways, let's go ahead and get right into the player props that I'm going to be on tonight, guys. These are very common sense driven. The first one's Bijan Robinson, over 74.5 yards. Look, the Bills do not stop the run very well. They're just not good versus it. For whatever reason, their passing D's okay, but they just can't stop the run. Every team they see tends to just run all over them. Now they have Bijan Robinson, one of the best running backs in the league, and he's good to break a few big ones. He hits this a lot. He's been great. And versus one of the weakest rushing defenses in football, I think it makes sense to take a shot at him to go over his yards tonight. The next one, guys, Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt. He had a great game last game. It was the first time getting all the carries. And he went nuts. 23 carries, 105 plus. I mean, it was just crazy. I would be shocked if they don't try to use him a lot again today, especially considering they're versus the Bears, who, again, one of the bottom 3 worst rushing defenses in all football. They cannot stop the run. You have two defenses tonight who are terrible versus the run and 2 great running backs. I think Ja'Cory is going to be very good. So let's take a shot with him as well and see if he can make something happen for us. I don't see any reason not to play these 2 guys to go over their rushing yards tonight. Okay, let's go ahead and get into the first game, take a look at it. We got the Bills traveling to Atlanta to go see them Falcons. I think the time's wrong on there. That game starts at 5:15, don't it? Let me see. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I'm thinking baseball. It does start at 7:15. You got the Bills laying 4.5. I believe now you can get a 3.5 at a lot of places, so it got a little bit better and more appeasing if you want to bet the Bills. And then the total is now actually at 49.5. At some point it was 43. The total's at 49, so please excuse that total. That is not actually correct. Okay, guys, let's go ahead and look at what the money's doing. And if you take a look here at where people are going, you'll see something very scary in this game. Red flags should be going off. So if you take a look here, most of the bets are on the Bills to cover their spread. You're not doing money lines in football. You're typically doing spreads. 78% of the bets are on the Bills to cover the spread, but almost 70% of the money is on the Falcons. That means a lot of rec bettors and small fries and guys with little money are betting the Bills as a collective, but the dudes with steep, big pockets who can drop big-ass bomb of bets, they're on the Falcons. 68% of the money coming on the Falcons. That's ridiculous when you have 78% of the bets and you have 68% of the money. That is a red flag. Let's take a look at what this chart's doing. I guess we'll look at the Bills since most of the money's coming on them. Off what you see here, you'd expect the price to be getting you expect the books to want you to bet the Bills. Take a look at this chart. You pretty much see exactly what I just said. Pinnacle is the sharpest book. Circa just flew back up, trying to meet Pinnacle here. So it looks like originally it was the Bills minus 111. Now it's at minus 102 because all the money, even though all the bets are on the Bills, all the money's on the Falcons. So that pushes the price better. So you go from minus 111 to 110 to 105 to now at 104. So the price, they're pretty much saying, please bet the Bills. All the big dogs and all the big money's coming on the Falcons. If you don't mind, please bet the Bills. They're just trying to even it out. So I think the chart makes sense. There's no crazy movement here. I will say, with most of that money coming on the Bills, the books are just trying to even out their risk. There's nothing too alarming as far as the chart goes. It makes sense. The only thing is, yeah, you'll see a lot more people betting the Bills, but guys with big pockets are on them Falcons. Okay, guys? If I take a look at this game just from a capping perspective, first we got to start with, are these teams healthy? And we need to take a look at who they've played also. So if you take a look at, first of all, let's start with the injury report. Are they healthy? The Bills, they're missing linebacker Matt Milano. They're missing a tackle, TJ Sanders. Damar Hamlin, of course, he's out. Wide receiver Curtis Samuel's questionable. Dalton Kincaid is questionable with an oblique injury. Spencer Brown, the offensive tackle, he's going to be active and playing. So really, they only have 3 confirmed injuries. Linebacker Matt Milano, tackle TJ Sanders, and then the safety Damar Hamlin. That safety is going to hurt their pass defense, but again, most teams are looking to run versus them as a whole. So I'm not too worried about that. And there's not a bunch of injuries that are going to kill this team. When you look at Atlanta, they're missing wide receiver Darnell Mooney. He's out. Cornerback Clark Phillips is out. Defensive lineman Taquan Graham is out. And then their cornerback, Billy Bowman, he's questionable with a knee injury. And their cornerback, AJ Terrell, he's expected to play. So both these teams aren't beat up too terribly, but there are a couple key injuries on both sides of the ball for both teams. If we look at who they've played, the Bills have seen, in my opinion, the Bills have not had a very difficult schedule, guys. Their schedule's been a cakewalk. We have to be honest here. The Bills saw the Ravens. They're not good, although they did see them with Lamar, but these Ravens they're not a good team, guys. Like outside of Lamar, they're really not good. I'm not impressed with the Ravens at all. They saw the Jets, they are awful. They saw the Dolphins, they are awful. They saw the Saints, they are ass. They suck. Then they saw the Pats and lost by 3. The Pats, in my opinion, is the hardest challenge they've seen, and they lost. You gotta be honest here. They're probably the best team they've seen have been them Patriots, and they beat them by 3. So do with that information as you will. If you look at the Falcons schedule, though, really not much. They saw the Buccaneers, lost. The Bucs are very good. They saw the Vikings, they won. The Vikings are ass. They saw the Panthers, and they lost 30-0, and the Panthers are ass. Then they see the Commanders, and they win. It's very hard to get a read on this Falcons team. Are they good or not? They're so inconsistent. I don't know if they're a good team or a bad team. This is one of the hardest NFL seasons ever to bet because who's good and who's bad? You have the worst teams beating the best teams beating the worst teams. When 2 good teams see each other, it's like, who knows? One team just blows them out. When 2 bad teams see each other, they're putting up 100 points. It's a very hard NFL season to cap so far. On paper, looking at these 2 teams, Bills are 9th in passing and 2nd in rushing and 2nd in the red zone and 4th in scoring. They pretty much are going to score. You can guarantee that. This Bills offense is unstoppable and they're going to score. Pass D's 11th, rushing defense is 28th. Obviously, you can run on these guys. We pretty much know that already. Looking at the Falcons, 16th in passing, 6th in rushing. We know they can run. They got Bijan Robinson. They got a good O-line. Pass is okay. It's pretty good. Their red zone offense is 15th. The scoring offense is 15th. They're going to score. They're above average at scoring, but it's not great. They're right in the middle, slightly above average. They're a good offense. You got 2 pretty solid offenses here. Pass defense for the Falcons, 25th. That's going to be a nightmare versus Josh Allen. Good luck. Rushing defense is 16th. Red zone defense is 18th. Look, I think the Bills can move the ball effortlessly. I think they can score effortlessly. I don't think their schedule's been good. I'm not too overly impressed with them because I think they've had a cakewalk. But it's not like it's getting much harder now coming in to see the Falcons. I do understand that a lot of big money's on the Falcons tonight. I get that. But for me, guys, as much as I do think that the Falcons can put up some points, I think that the Bills can pretty much score every single drive. There's no way I'm going to fade Josh Allen here. The total, you can now get a 3.5. If I'm betting it, I'm on the Bills minus 3.5. That's where my money would go. It's what makes the most sense to me. Okay, guys? Let's go ahead and take a look at the next game. We got the Bears traveling to see the Commanders. I believe now this line has moved to the Bears. You can get a +5, so it's now +5.5 minus 5.5, and the total is at a 49.5. My totals were wrong. My totals were wrong on both of these. They're both 49.5, not 40. Sorry about that. So basically, you got the Bears traveling to the Commanders, getting +5.5 points on the road. Okay. If we go ahead and look at the money for this one, we should probably take a look at that first. You'll see that this is another kind of weird situation where you're going to bet the spread if you're betting it. Most of the bets are coming on the Commanders, but most of the money, 58%, is going on to the Bears. So you have another kind of mismatch where more people are betting the Commanders, but more money's betting the spread with the Bears and the underdog. I think this is due to the fact that underdogs have been cleaning up every single week. Underdogs, teams who you just expect to get killed, continue to cover these spreads. And you've given them more points going from 4 to 5. I get why people are betting the Bears, I guess, in my opinion, even though I think they're terrible. If we take a look at the chart and you look at the Washington's chart here, you'll see that Circle's moving down, Bookmaker's moving down, and Pinnacle is kind of headed down a little bit from where it opened. That tells you that the charts are kind of not wanting people to bet the Commanders. Vegas doesn't really want people on the Commanders. They more so want people on the Bears. A little bit weird. If we look at the chart from the other side, though, like if we were to look at the chart from the Bears taking that +5.5, because I think we need to look at both sides of this one. So this is if you're betting the Bears. Price getting a little bit better, kind of, sort of stagnant. I think the books really think they have a sharp line here. It's probably going to end up being a semi-pick'em. You see it right now on like Novig and books that don't offer juice. You see the, almost even odds. I think this is going to end up being a pick'em type game, somewhere closing -105, +100, very even money. I think they got this spread right, and I think it's kind of up to you to just cap the game and come up with the best choice that you can. Okay, guys, so let's get into it. Again, Bears traveling to Washington to see the Commanders, getting 5.5 points. You got a total of 49. It's very high. For these two teams, that's pretty high in my opinion. Let's start with what we know, and let's take a look at the injuries. Let me get this pulled up real quick too. Okay, so when we look at the injuries for Chicago, they're missing a lineman, they're missing a defensive back, they're missing an offensive lineman. The line's pretty beat up on both sides. Grady Jarrett is out, Jaquan Brisker's out, and Darnell Wright is out. So they're missing 2 on the defensive side, which is not good because their defense is already so ass. And now they're missing one, offensive lineman as well. It's not the end of the world. They'll be okay. Outside of that, they're pretty healthy. If you look at Washington, they're still missing scary Terry McLaurin. That's brutal. They're also missing Noah Brown. They're also Deebo Samuels is also questionable. I think he'll play, but potentially they're missing up to 3 wide receivers, and that's tragic. That's gonna be hard for any team to deal with. Outside of that, though, both teams relatively healthy. Just a couple injuries. If you're wondering who's winning this battle, kind of even. I mean, Washington missing up to 2 or 3 wide receivers. That's not good, but Chicago has the worst run D. They're going to be looking to run the ball. Jacory looks great. On the flip side, with the Bears, they're missing some defensive linemen. I mean, it's really, it's kind of a wash, guys. I don't think it's going to matter much. If we look at these teams' strength of schedules and who they've had to play, if we start with these Bears, they saw the Lions. That's tough. They lost. They saw the Vikings. That's easy. They lost. They saw the Raiders 1 by 1. They are ass. They saw the Cowboys and they won. Cowboys are janky. I can't get a read on their strength of schedule. It hasn't been too terribly hard, but they've seen they saw the Lions and got blew out. But outside of that, they've just seen a bunch of mid-ass, bum-ass teams. If you take a look at the Commanders' schedule, they saw the Giants. That was before they had Scatterboo and Dart, so that doesn't really count. They won. Saw the Packers got murdered. Murdered the Raiders, blew them out. Falcons beat them, and then they beat the Chargers. They've had a pretty above average schedule. They've had a tough schedule. This Commander schedule has not been easy. The win over the Chargers was huge. Competing with the Falcons was nice. Packers, they didn't really do well. I think when you look at strength of schedules, obviously the Commanders have had a tougher schedule, in my opinion. This game, guys, it's kind of difficult to cap. Bears are offense number 29 in passing, 20th in rushing, 21st in the red zone. They can't score. They can't move the ball. They can't do anything well. On defense, 31st in the passing defense, 32nd in rushing defense, 31st in red zone defense, 32nd in scoring defense. They are the worst defense in all of football and one of the worst offenses in all of football. This team sucks. The only thing that's weird is the charts and the money. A lot of money's on them Bears for some reason. Commanders, 12th in passing, 1st in rushing, 12th in scoring. Their defense cannot stop the pass, but who cares? The Bears can't pass, and their rushing defense is solid, so you can't really run on them. Guys, the Commanders are at home. Yeah, you got to lay 5.5, but I mean, the Bears are one of the worst teams there are, period. Guys, for me, I like the under 49.5, and I like the Commanders to cover the 5.5 spread. That's where I would be if I was putting money on these games. Okay, guys, that's it for me. Hope you guys enjoy. Let's get out of here. Let's get an absolute bag, and let's crack these folks.